So, hey guys, there's a new ban list coming on November 7th, I guess. And I mean, we can already see it peeking out a little bit, but wow, they're actually banning Appaloosa. That's crazy because before Appaloosa was kind of being abused, but honestly, like after Mitsurugi dropped, I haven't seen Appaloosa summoned once. Like, it's just kind of flip-flopping a little bit. But no strong thoughts on that. I mean, if it's banned, sure. If not, also sure. And then we have Evil Swarm Ouroboros. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card, then activate one of these effects. Each effect can only be used once while this card is face up on the field. Send one card your opponent controls, return that target to the hand. Send one random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard, target one card in your opponent's graveyard, vanish that target. So basically, Evil Swarm Ouroboros is only being used for specifically the second effect, and it's just being used to hand rip you in Ryzeal. Honestly, that this is like super niche, and the combo, I would argue, is not even that good. And also, you know what? Just going to check real fast before I say anything about this. Did they even hit the Mermail hand loop? Because that's also consistent. This is also consistent with Ryzeal. It's just like what are anti-spell fragrance. Okay, I guess there's still other ways to kind of prevent your opponent from being able to activate spells, and it's at one. You kind of have to sack someone by opening this, so might as well just remove it. Artifact Mjolnir. Let's see. During your opponent's turn, if this set card in the spell and trap zone is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, special summon it. If this card is special summoned during your opponent's turn, target one artifact monster in your graveyard, special summon in defense position. Also, you cannot special summon monsters until the end of the next turn except for artifact monsters. This is... I see. So I heard something about Mjolnir. So, yeah, just by reading this, I could tell. So, every single artifact card is a mandatory effect, and this prevents special summoning until the end of the next turn. So let's assume I am the going first player, and I am able to summon Quinqueri, plus I have access to Mjolnir, which is easy to do via whatchamacallit. What's his face? My brain is like completely fried right now. Well, you have actual multiple ways, I guess. So I'm thinking, yeah, you could send this with like Diviner. You could set this in the back row with Dagda, whatever. And then you can just give your opponent this with Quinkari, where it is considered technically their opponent's turn. And then for the current turn and the next turn, they will not be able to special summon any monsters except for artifact monsters, which are so garbage. Honestly, if you were on artifact monsters, I'm sure you would hate being under an artifact lock as well. Like, yeah. And oh, they're finally hitting Ryzeal. Cool, I guess. That's something. So, oh, Called by the Grave is being semi-limited. What? That's insane. I guess it's the game's changing a bit. I don't fully like the Called by hit, specifically because this affects a lot more decks than doing something like hitting Droll. So like, let's say you're playing Blue Eyes versus if you're playing Centurion, right? Or no, that's not like the best example. Let's see, let's think for a second. How about like Altergeist, or maybe another kind of older-ish deck, like, I don't know, let's say Snake Eyes. This, ugh, I kind of hate this. Checking. Oh, man. So, if you hit Droll and Called by, this actually makes both Charmies and Maxi more powerful. but which they're clearly not getting hit on this list, right? What the hell is that? Ugh, that's disgusting, man. So everything else aside from like Called by and Joel Hit, I'm pretty down with, but Called by and Joel Hit suck. And also Mitsurugi, like the only card that I think is super good to play against Mitsurugi is Droll and Lock. So if you hit Droll and Lock, and I'm going second against Mitsurugi, now it's even harder to deal with. And they can just play Cross Out plus Called by to deal with Droll. What am I supposed to do about this? What? Nah. Aside from like hitting Ryzeal here, I think this ban list is kind of terrible. Like honestly, well, I mean, technically all these hits are fine on like just banning these cards. Apo, I mean, you could argue against this honestly. Chessy Cat is like, okay, they're really running out of names, but I mean, this isn't a starter necessarily. I mean, you can kind of use it for 2-card starter, I guess. Eh. You can kind of replace Jesse Cat with other cards, honestly. But Called by the Grave? Come on. I mean, if we really hate people, I guess we could also just Prohibition call like Troll and Lock or something. That's something. Not a good something. Yeah. If the play rate on Joel is increasing, shouldn't we maybe take a look at what is causing Joel to be played more? Like, that's just how I feel about it, personally. And also, Called by Hit. I mean, this makes going second arguably a little bit better, but also it makes going first suck because you can just get sacked by like Maxi easier now. So if your deck specifically does not have a Ash Blossom Joe Spring, or not Ash Blossom Joe Spring, if your deck can't tank Ash Blossom Joe Spring, you might be forced to play Cult by an Ash and then just get hit by Maxi. I can totally see that. And also, just in general, if your deck can't play well into Maxi, now Called by being banned changes math a little bit. So, for example, though, for me, this affects me maybe more so than other players because I don't really want to play Crossout, so I'm not going to need Crossout or Maxi in my deck. But if I want to play Crossout, I'll have to play Maxi, which is a card I don't want to play. So, yeah, that tremendously sucks. So for the math on, well, just from moving Called by from 2 to 1. So I commonly play 3 Ash, 1 Called by. So that will put me, well, not 1 Called by. I will have to now, but 3 Ash, 2 Called by. There's about actually a 50% chance for me to open Called by or Ash Blossom. And then if we hit this and semi-limit Called by, it goes to 4 cards instead of 5, so it's around a 40% chance that I open a Called by or Ash Blossom Joe Spring. So now I'm just 10% more likely to not be able to do anything about a Maxi unless my deck inherently has a way to play around Maxi, I guess. So yeah, I guess my rank climbing will now have to be like very either Kishtira heavy or very Centurion heavy, because all of the combo decks I like to play, you know, I won't be able to use Called by the Grave for it, you know, to help insulate my plays a little bit. So specifically with Centurion and Kishtira, and there are a few other strategies, I guess they're able to play really well into Maxi to the point where I could cut Called by. So I might have to look at that and maybe be able to cut Ash Blossom Joe Spring as well. So I guess that's something I can attempt to do. I won't be happy about it, but I guess, you know, adaptability is the name of the game here. Called by hit just kinda sucks. But yeah, I don't think called by is the problem. So before you had like this really insanely good card. You had Nibiru, which no decks could really um, beat Nibiru at the release of Master Duel. I don't think there was one aside from Adamantipator that could really take a Nibiru. Um, just but by take, I mean like deal with if your opponent had Nibiru using Engine, right? I think certain Fire Brigade hands could do it, but that required like an absurd amount of Engine to make Appaloosa early, so I don't think I would really necessarily count that. But if you don't have Nibiru in the equation, right? That actually makes Called By a lot stronger. So let's see. What other hand traps were there? It was just like Bestials, Imperm, and Nibiru, right? Just knocking down Nibiru because Bestials didn't exist at the time. I don't know exactly when, but whenever Nibiru became less valid or just less useful, less able to do things, like for example against Tearlin, it knocks off like a Rukalos special summon negate, kinda. That's about all it did. And then against Bright, it wasn't even activatable. Well, since then, Hold by the Grave has gotten more powerful because you'd be forced to run hand traps that are simply not Nibiru, and in terms of cards that could be called by, you basically just had Imperm. So Called by has been kind of getting stronger just because of how decks are being designed at the moment, I guess. But it's also necessary because otherwise you wouldn't be able to do your combo ever, and your opponent would just be able to just combo on you, or not combo on you, just drop whatever hand traps on you, and you wouldn't be able to do anything about it. Like if I drone Lockbird you and you don't have cross out or called by, then you just have to play under Droll, right? Same kind of deal if I were to drop a shifter. Well, actually, yeah, this buffs shifter, but shifter is also a one of. Oh man, wait. Yeah, I guess shifter can never come back now, but that's fine, I guess. Oh yeah, Gamma existed, but people weren't playing Gamma until like close to when it got banned. Before then, it was like I feel like it was around 10% or less play rate, very low. I mean, it was always pretty good though, to an extent. But if you were ready for it, you could play around it. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Going forward for cards whose deck inclusion limit is reduced due to the Forbidden Limited list, if the affected card is an alternate art card, we plan to implement a feature where the card can be traded to an exchange ticket item. Then users will be able to either obtain option 1 or 2. Wait, what is this? You can trade one alternate art card that was included in the Master Pack, Special Pack, Secret Pack prior to effective date of the relevant Forbidden Limited list. What was this mean? Oh, I kind of forgot about this, but like there was an alt art for Appaloosa, so if they ban this, like let's assume you have a royal alt art Appaloosa. This change would have you pissed to an extent, right? Yeah. Okay, let's see what it says here. Will become eligible for trade into an exchange ticket item. But when will this be eligible? Since there will be a waiting period for this, the card limit handling will differ from the original specification. The maximum number of regular art Appaloosa above the goddess cards eligible, just minting bonus, and the maximum number of alternate art Appaloosa above the goddess. Oh wait, don't I have 3 like Appaloosa or something? Oh, I'm eating good. Oh, that's 90 your crafting points from this, and then I think I might have like copies of either X or Sword. And then I've called by for sure. I think I get refunded like uh, close to 200. Oh, that's nice. But anyways, focusing back up here. I got distracted. Even if you dismantle 3 regular art apples above the goddess during the dismantling bonus period and receiving the dismantling bonus while also owning 3 alternate art apples above the goddess cards, you will still be able to trade 3 of these for exchange ticket items. So what are exchange ticket items able to be traded for? Is it going to be tradable for another alt art? Like maybe certain alt arts or something? Doesn't really say, it just mentions exchange tickets here. Eh. Not very clear. I was wondering why this scroll bar was so long. I guess that explains it. Oh, kinda got lost in the sauce there, but also they're putting the furniture back to 3. Okay. So the reason I hate the furniture in particular is because I just don't like Labyrinth. Simple as that. I just don't like playing against Labyrinth. So, you know, if there's somewhat consistency hit, you'll see them less. It's just a thing, you know? I mean, unless someone like really likes the deck, because Blue Eyes, even after they got like semi-limited and stuff, it still had like very decently high win or not win rate, play rate. And you know, it's just people love Blue Eyes. You know, it's basically the poster boy, I guess, of Master Duel. It's literally the icon of the game, you know, so kind of to be expected that people like and will play Blue Eyes, I guess. So November 7th. Uh, I'll try to remember to dismantle all of these whenever the time comes. And yeah, I mean, overall, I guess we can say the cards being banned, probably a W. The cards that are um, getting limited here, kind of an L aside from the Ryzel stuff. I mean, Ryzel, it's kind of not in line with like how hard they hit Malice. They really didn't hit Ryzel at all. And also, like, why did they even semi-limit X Ryzel at this point? Because they basically left Malice to be full power, and they even put Gold Star to 2 for Malice. Like, what is this difference in treatment, man? Well, yeah, called by to 1. I hate that. I think I could manage with Drone Lockbird too, but called by the Grave, this kills a lot of my favorite combo decks in different ways, like Punk. Well, time to become a control player, or we're doing some minimalistic comboing. Vanquish Soul Gaming, yay! Or maybe Centurion Gaming, I don't know. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.